All right, we are live. Crossroads Sports, the weekend update. Brandon Reeve, Jonathan Birdsong, JB. The weekend has started. College football is on, and you have asked for a weekend
Yeah, the
update
good.
show.
Well, one,
We got a
yeah,
big game in a half hour.
yeah, one
Huge game.
huge game in a half hour, man. Indianapolis got overcast, so man, it's kind of like the overcast is like the NFL. You know what I'm saying? Tomorrow's games. You know what I'm saying? There nobody really is like checking for like tomorrow's games, man. But like today, you know what I'm saying? There's some important games on the docket. For college football, for damn sure, and I just, you know what I'm saying, I just want to kind of just chat about it, and tap into some other little stuff, man. You know, Ball State's kind of like that's some of that stuff that Mike Lewis kind of dropped on us, man, kind of bothered me. But like, no, man, there's some big games going on today. You got, you know what I'm saying, Oregon and Washington, Penix, you know, and even though Washington took a step back as far as the win-loss record is concerned, all right, Penix Jr. is still in contention for, you know what I'm saying, as is Bo Nix, as you know what I'm saying,
Right.
for Heisman. So that's a big game. Notre Dame, hey, this is your opportunity to get back on to it, man. You know what I'm saying? Brandon Reeve said on episode 272 that he doesn't think USC can zip up the ball up and down the field like that against Notre Dame. I think I took Notre Dame straight up and the points, man. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna see what we're gonna see. I'm pretty good right now. Right now, Purdue, same on Purdue, y'all laying the egg. But I knew they was gonna lay an egg, but you know what I'm saying? The history right now kind of says like, you know what I'm saying, that they shouldn't. But like, nah, man, great weekend full of college football. Go ahead.
What did you say with Notre Dame and USC?
This is US. I took Notre Dame. I took
No,
USC.
you did not.
Period.
You took
I took
USC.
USC. I took USC. Period. You said
We took Notre Dame.
No. I said that.
Okay.
I said that. I said
It's not like you had it backwards.
No, it's Brandon Reed. No. I said I took USC. Period. Yeah, I think USC is going to be able to zip up the ball. Period. But this is Notre Dame's chance to get back into the conversation. How about that?
This ain't 73 and sunny. This is yucky, muddy, old, like cold weather. That there's gonna be some trouble out there. It's gonna be a little bit rainy up in Notre Dame Stadium tonight. So, I did like last night seeing that there was Matt Leinart and Brady Quinn were out there on the football field reminiscing the push, which has been a big topic this week in the NFL.
Yeah,
people in the NFL have talked about trying to eliminate that play. What's your thoughts on that?
Man, they talking about because people get hurt. You know what I mean? There's no line of, you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, the guys get hurt. So it's a play that, you know what I'm saying, can give you an extra, you know, advantage, man. So I don't know. They just gotta figure out how to manage it.
We've got that game. We've got Purdue getting waxed right now by Ohio State. IU's getting waxed by Michigan. Both of those I expected. Mm-hmm. We got two and a half minutes left in the ball game. Arkansas came back. They're only down by 3.
This is not where Alabama, you know what I'm saying, kind of saw themselves at, you know what I'm saying, at the start of this game, right? Or you know what I'm saying, in the middle part of this game, because I think they had took control of it. Right. At some point. I don't know, man. Maybe had they figured out Jalen Milroe? Had they figured out that they can't necessarily just throw the ball all the way, all across the field? You know what I mean? Alabama should get out of this game unscathed, though.
Ball State 3-3. 5 minutes left in the second quarter.
Hey, man, Coach Mike New said he's gonna figure stuff out, man. So,
man, they got to give a guy. Oh, they figured it out by giving a guy a first start in his career.
Well, the other quarterback, he's a fresh. I think he's a freshman as well, man. He's a rookie, man. You know, he was, you know, it wasn't translating, man. So, all right, here we go. You got to jumpstart the team somehow.
Topic I have on the list, John, the collapse by Colorado last night. Oh my God! I went to bed, John. They were up 29-0 at halftime.
No, I watched it, man. I watched it. That's what I was saying.
I woke up this morning. All hell broke loose.
You would think, man, like, so, you know, I know there's bad tape on there of guys not shaking hands or whatever, but, you know what I'm saying, Deion at the press conference, you know what I'm saying, fully addressed it with his sunglasses off. If anybody, you know what I'm saying, anybody remembers, you know what I'm saying, the Colorado State, you know what I'm saying, guys, you address. But but in all seriousness, man, like, a lot of trash talk and that's how they do their business through the media. Talking about Colorado, and that's how they do their business. You know what I'm saying? Are kind of on the field, and you know what I'm saying. But if you rile up a guy or a couple guys, you know what I'm saying. Stanford got some pros on the team. I'm not saying those dudes are first rounders. I'm not saying that I can do. I'm not gonna get into what Elik Yomonu, the wide receiver who acted the damn fool for Stanford last night, where he's gonna end. But now he's on everybody. He's on Mel Kiper's radar. I guarantee you that right now. You know what I'm saying? What he was putting up last night. But like, nah, man. So you can't be poking these bears because Stanford is it's a meddling Stanford team that y'all should have put away. That you should have just not, but like they didn't, and they try to either run up the score. Well, they just collapsed. That's kind of if you watch and I did, they just collapsed. Like so again, they gave Stanford a chance. This kid, like I said, Elik, I don't want to jack up his name, but I will. Elik Yoman. This dude went this dude's gonna be this dude went off, man, and he's gonna be like a name that you probably see, you know what I'm saying, on Sundays come 2-3 years from now. But like, nah, man, you can't give any of these Power 5 teams a chance and to hang around, man. Just like them. Like TCU took them lightly game 1, and guess what? So like, Deion, here you are. But 4-3, they were far removed from the national championship when Oregon spanked that ass. So
John,
I don't know.
Deion asked he said in his press conference afterwards, he asked when he got to the locker room, he asked the players if they're in love with football anymore after the loss.
Oh man, come on, Deion.
Don't
go that. We're not at that point, man. He's got to get to a. He can't. He has to know. You can't run your entire program on emotion, and if I got pissed off, you know what I'm saying, I'll chalkboard material. That's not how sports work.
Do you have a problem with, and I saw this people upset this morning, Shadur Sanders, his Instagram account was promoting merchandise and sales during the game last night, which obviously somebody was controlling his Instagram, but people are pissed off that that's happening during the game while there's a collapse going on in the second half.
Oh, well, like, there's a paid person that does all that, man. Everybody kind of knows that, man. So
right.
Curb
I was just like,
yeah,
people getting pissed off over random stuff. Speaking of pissed off, you've been kind of adamant this week, and you've kind of set Ball State in your crosshairs, basketball, football, the whole 9 yards, NIL.
Yeah.
You've got a platform right here. Let's hear it.
Yeah, well, it came up, man. So, Coach Lewis, head coach of the Ball State basketball program, you know what I'm saying, kind of addressed it, man. Somebody fast pitched him a question on like how and why they haven't had player retention. Everybody kind of knows. If you don't, they had some guys, you know what I'm saying, go the one homie, Peyton, he transferred to Indiana, and then another kid transferred to UCF, and another kid, and then the other, Jerron Coleman, the kid from Indianapolis, who already had transferred from Ball State, who had seen like what it is to be outside, the MAC conference and Ball State and all that, man. He had kind of seen, and he transferred to Nebraska. So like, man, I was like, hey man, what's kind of going on? So it kind of just all kind of came to fruition, man. Mike Lewis kind of addressed it, man. It's kind of paid for. He said it's paid for play, and if your university doesn't have, enough, cash or cachet, or however you can get a kid to commit, you're going to be a struggling program. Go ahead.
I agree. I think what we're starting to see in the world of college football and college basketball is tiers. Your upper echelon teams that can give out X amount of money, that this is, higher ups. Then you've got your teams like Indiana and Purdue and Ball State. Purdue, I'm talking more for football, for Indiana, Purdue, Ball State, I'll say out there, because you don't see it really with Purdue basketball or IU basketball. But you get the Purdue's, the Indiana's, the Ball State in football, where they are kind of that middle ground because they're getting players that are at the top of the lower level come to their program, but they're going to lose their top players to a larger program who has more money. So Purdue, IU, and them are kind of in that middle ground where they're going to get the lower tier top players, but their best players, they're going to possibly lose those other sites. We just saw IU's top guy just went last year. He went out to the Big 12 somewhere. I can't think of this. Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a problem even for the bigger schools like Purdue and Indiana and Ball State at the football level.
Right.
Basketball, they're fine, but football, they're at the risk of losing their top players to these other programs too.
Right. So either I'm not saying we have the solution just right here. So either the athletic department has to get a little bit savvy in how they schedule and how they target, how they schedule. You know what I'm saying? How they schedule, who they playing, right? Mm-hmm. How they schedule. Because if you saying Georgia's top tier and I'm Ball State and I'm fourth tier, then why am I playing Georgia? But I get it. I play Georgia because they're gonna give us $1.5 million or whatever, they say it's gonna give us. But
and I get some of that.
But right, I don't know. I don't think that's how it works right now, that Brandon. Though.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
That's what they're thinking.
There's some things that we'll like further discuss on the podcast. I just kind of wanted to put it out there, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Coach Lewis is trying to make sure that Ball State, I think definitely the Hoops program and definitely as university as a whole, just kind of stay sharp and that, you know what I'm saying? And in the know. And in the, like, you know what I'm saying, and some in winning, but you know what I'm saying, we all know winning costs, man. So if they ain't getting the alumni dollars up there in Muncie, then we're gonna have to make some calls, Blaine Bishop, David Letterman, some of the alumni, man, you know what I'm saying, on the richer side, and sign some big checks up there.
Jonathan Birdsong.
I gotta get. I mean, I hopefully, man, dude. If I had a big check to send Ball State, I'd send them. You know what I'm saying? What I could. You know what I mean? But not yet. Still a little check right now.
Looking at the NBA side, we get the preseason that started. The Pacers had their fan jam today.
Mm-hmm.
D-Con was acting like a 5-year-old probably today, getting autographs of all the players on the front row, getting their pair of shoes, that type of thing. That's what D-Con does. He's that fan. Sorry, D-Con, it's a jab at you there on that one. My bad. Hopefully he's getting Miles Turner and TJ McConnell, his favorite players, autographs. James Harden comes out yesterday and says, yes, I'll play for the 76ers. I'm not going to sit out, yada, yada, yada. And then he comes out and says his relationship with Daryl Morey is irreparable. And what kind of cloud, and I know it's a GM, not a coach, but what kind of cloud does this put on a 76ers team who's really hasn't gotten over the hump, and they've been in that position to get over it, where people have said, hey, you should be in the NBA Finals, or hey, you should be winning an NBA championship. But now you're even going to this season with this huge cloud on your head because of the contract with James Harden, his relationship with the GM. It's not as much the coach, the GM, but what do you do?
Right, because they remember it was Doc Rivers' fault. You know what I mean? And some of us, like, again, Doc Rivers had long in the tooth. You know what I mean? But like, you know what I'm saying, these organizations are removing the excuses for these players, and they removed the big excuse for James Harden. I know they acquiesced a lot behind the scenes for him. You know what I'm saying? $30 million is still $30 million, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? And whatever they did offer him, so they did offer him a contract. It wasn't resembling anything that he thinks he's supposed to get like $200 million. But like, the people who get, correct me if I'm wrong, Brandon, the people who get these big time contracts later in their 30s are kind of like almost like choir boys when it comes to the media and when it comes to like dealing with upper management. Right. Those are things that James Harden ain't. James Harden is a bugaboo to the upper management everywhere he's went. Brooklyn, bugaboo. Houston, bugaboo. Philadelphia, bugaboo. It wasn't so much bugaboo in Oklahoma, but you know what I'm saying, everywhere else you've been, it's a bugaboo. The production on the court has been above average, but like when the playoffs kick in, it goes below average. So how James Harden can think he can get played? You can blame Daryl Morey. You can blame my cousin Daryl from Newark. You know what I'm saying? My other brother Daryl from New. You know what I'm saying? But at the end result, man, the reason why he's not going to get to a $200 million contract on the tail end of his career is because of James Harden.
Right.
But like, yeah, trade him. I don't think where are you gonna trade him to? Nowhere.
The Clippers want. Well, I don't know if the Clippers want him. He wants to be traded to the Clippers, but I don't know salary wise if that matches.
Yeah, I don't
If the Clippers want to give all that up,
Yeah.
Well, so we'll see. Dylan Brooks is still being a jackass that he always is. He hit Daniel Tyson in the nuts the other night.
That was horrible.
25K
in a preseason game. What's wrong with this dude? You know what, man? I'll be honest with you, man. David Stern would probably called him to the office too, man. What's wrong with this dude? For real. Like, nah.
He got punked out in the playoffs last year, so this is the first time he was on the court. He was able to do this.
He said LeBron's old, and like LeBron turned back time on him.
And Daniel Tice, you don't want Daniel Tice coming after you now.
Nah. But Daniel Tice gonna be here in the rotation. There's a lot of guys the Pacers got to cut down though.
Speaking of former Celtics, since Daniel Tice played for the Celtics at one point in his peak of his career, we haven't really talked about it on the last show or really at the end of the previous show. The value that Drew Holiday gives to this Celtics team coming in there now that Brogdon's gone, shipped out, and it seems like Portland may be trading him to the Clippers, possibly. I saw today. But Drew Holiday adding to the Celtics, does that put them over the top of what you would see with Milwaukee or Philly? Does that put them over the top? Because I think it adds a piece, but I still like the Celtics are missing something.
I don't know, Brandon. This is a new look Celtic team, man. He is.
Is there enough basketball
to
pass around?
Oh yeah, he's not that guy. You know what I'm saying? He can either play point guard or shooting guard, so he's not necessarily looking for to get his stats up, man. He's just kind of looking to be happy and stay winning. They're going to be top 2 in the East. You know what I'm saying? They biggest thing. Hell, they had Porzingis and Al Horford playing together. I didn't think that was going to be a thing. You know what I mean? I thought one was going to spell one another, but they had them playing together, man. This is a new look Celtics team. I expect them to be there in the top 3 teams in the end.
Okay.
Barring any injuries. Maybe.
NFL tomorrow. Colts are down in Jacksonville for their game. Right now, spread is Jacksonville -4 at home. You got Minshew coming back there today. Slow Alley Cox has cleared concussion protocol.
Okay.
So he's back. They're talking about, I'm seeing Colts fans saying that they should go into the Wildcat next tomorrow with Jonathan Taylor and Zach Moss. You got a serviceable quarterback with Minshew. Let the man come down there and let him sling it. I tell you what, I said this to JMV, and I'm going to ask you about JMV.
Okay.
Earlier in the week, I said to JMV that I've been most impressed. The Colts player that I've been most impressed with this season has been Josh Downs. I felt like he is easily working his way as the number 2 wide receiver over an Alec Pierce, who really is a poor man's number 2 wide receiver. He's more likely a 3 or a 4 in a normal organization. The Colts really don't have any wideouts besides Pittman. Now they got Downs and whatnot, but he's more of a poor man's 3. So Downs has worked his way now, I feel like, and improved himself into that number 2 role for the Colts, and I've been impressed with him.
You can't even give my man Brandon Stokely status. He
Griff Whalen.
No, man. All seriously, man. Josh Downs has been a definite bright spot. Yeah, there's no reason why would we just play, probably the top 3, top 2 running back. He's top 2, Jonathan Taylor running back. Why are we gonna play him to be quarterback? Nah, man, we're gonna pay that guy to be the running back. We have a great thunder and lightning duo. I think they'll get more. Obviously, gonna get more Jonathan Taylor featured coming up in this particular game. I damn near Brandon wanted to change my pick. But I'm gonna stick with Jacksonville. I want to change it, but I'm gonna stick with Jacksonville. But this should be a real good game. Minshew's going. It's not a revenge game for him, but it's a game because there was no ill feelings. It's a field that he has a a place that he has familiarity with. That big word, right? And why not, man? I would expect him to unleash a whole lot of his emotions and whatnot tomorrow. So I expect a close one.
Yeah, I will be excited because my heart could take a breather. There's no Pittsburgh Steelers game this week, so we can't lose. I mean, I don't have to yell about Fire Matt Canada. I may throw out another tweet of Fire Matt Canada just
Get out
because I have it weekly. So
well, Saturday, today after we get off the show, man, today's your day to start, you know what I'm saying? While you checking your best, Brandon, be looking at who's the offensive line talent, you know what I'm saying, in this Notre Dame game. Look at the offensive line talent, you know what I'm saying, from around some of these other games. I'll shoot you, you know, Stanford's other game. They got a pretty good one guy, you know what I'm saying, Northwestern, they off, but you know what I'm saying, you get my point, man. But yeah, right. Be looking for because man, Pittsburgh Steelers, that's what they need. Besides Matt Canada getting fired, that's what they need. You know what I'm saying? Some offensive line help.
Florida State's looking good, 41-3 over Syracuse today. Florida State up still number 4 ranked in the country. They're up 41-3, putting it to Syracuse. The Washington Oregon game's right on after this.
I want to ask you about that real quick, man. Florida State wins the ACC. They in or are they out?
They're in. They're in. I don't know who could jump them if they're already number 4 if they win out, because you got to think Ohio State and Michigan, one of them is going to lose. And if Florida State wins out the ACC, they're going to leapfrog one of those two teams. Guaranteed. Okay. Easily Ohio State because they're number 3. Michigan, maybe. But the Big Ten's not as – besides Michigan, Penn State, and Ohio State, the Big Ten's really not that good this year.
It's not, man. So, there's going to be a controversy, man. Somebody's going to be left out, man. I don't think we're there.
The best conference, the Pac-12. And they're dismembering. The Pac-12 is the best conference, and they're dismembering.
Right. So, does that mean if Oregon wins out, I don't think they will. Because
pick 6.
If they don't win out, if they lose the game, can they still be in conversation? I don't know. This is something to kind of think about.
They were talking about that. If one of these two, whichever of these teams lose, do they still have a chance? Man, I think it's rough because I think you're going to get the SEC. I think you're going to get one of the Big Ten.
And Big 12.
You're going to get Which conference is left? It might be the Pac-12 left out. Crazy as it is.
Unless Oklahoma gets sniped by Oklahoma State.
That very well could happen too. That very well could happen. Last thing, yesterday you went over to the CR Man's JMV, friend of the program, went to the walk-ons downtown. Tell us about your experience there.
Man, it was so walk-ons is like a little local, you know what I'm saying, sports tavern downtown. I've been there before, you know what I'm saying, with my sister and my family, man, before, man. But you know, JMV, the homie, was down there. I was off. Now, usually, Brandon, I'm never off to check out JMV, when he's posted up, you know what I'm saying, he does these tavern tours. Everybody kind of knows who follows the show. He does these tavern tours. He was in my area. He was at the Mousetrap, and I couldn't make it. I was like, damn, man. But I had commit things, man, because JMV's the homie, looks out, came on to the show. You know what I'm saying? When I lost my dog, he helped me with that as well. You know what I'm saying? He's also been a help behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying? He's a good guy. You know what I'm saying? He's very helpful, very inspirational, man. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted, you know, just one time I ain't never really ever really met him? No. You know what I mean? So this is the first time, you know what I'm saying, us kind of meeting and whatnot, and just kind of chopping up with him, man. You know what I'm saying? He was doing the show. And it's kind of funny to see all the names that you hear, Tony Donahue, you know what I'm saying, the other with the redhead kid from Fox 59.
Hagen.
Hagen out of Alabama, South Alabama. He was there or whatnot. But nah, man, so a couple other characters, you know what I'm saying? But nah, man, it was a really cool experience, man. If you're ever in the Indianapolis area enjoying JMB, you know what I'm saying, he's in your area, posted up with one of these sports taverns, man, go check him out. He's very approachable. Don't don't go up there like some old crazy fan, but he's very approachable, you know what I'm saying, because he's a very easygoing guy. You know what I'm saying? I guess that's kind of like me and him, you know what I'm saying? You as well, to kind of get along, man. But nah, man, it was a good experience, man. It's finally good to just catch up with JMB. Yep.
You see Tanner's comment below?
What's that?
Fuck Purdue, dog shit team, fades him to the grave.
He took Purdue. Purdue. I didn't. Y'all was like, man, at Rose Hole Stadium, and Brandon Reeves said, I remember when they beat the number 2 team.
I was there.
Was you?
Not this year. Not this year. Did you? Let me ask you. Did JMV? Did you get a free sample?
What you talking about? Bud Light.
Yeah. Did he give you a
Nah,
drink?
he offered me 2 times, man. I don't drink Bud Light, man. I got talked to about. I went out of town one time.
Okay.
Man. I went out. Listen, man. First of
He
all,
went.
I went out of town one time so bad, man. I was drinking Bud Light. I have never drinking Bud Light again.
Well, I haven't drank Bud Light, but when they do the tour stops over here in Westfield, they had a tour stop and they had the Evan Williams Larceny bourbon
Oh, you
and
talking
stuff
about
like
the
that.
bourbon
So,
joint? Yeah,
so I,
yeah,
I had the free samples from there. That was
I
top
got you,
notch. We gotta get him back on as well. We have to get him on.
dude. We're working out for sure.
So, we got 1 minute or so before this. Michael Penix, if this ain't the opportunity to put yourself in a higher notch on the Heisman, there's no better time right now.
27-year-old Heisman. Why not, man?
Best game right now at the 3:30 slate.
Michael
So we got
Pittman,
this game tonight. After this game, we got Notre Dame and USC. 2 great football games this evening. Looking forward to them. Then we got the NFL slate tomorrow. So conversation will continue tomorrow and today on Twitter, on Facebook. We'll talk it more, and we'll see you guys next week for the show. Any last things, John?
Thanks for watching, y'all. We'll see you next time.
See ya.